Welcome to MediaPod. This short video will provide an overview of what MediaPod can offer your school. MediaPod is a secure and safe place for your school to store and share all their media. Think of it as your school's own YouTube-style environment. These are our pods, and each pod is linked to a specific subject. There is also a school pod, and this pod is great for storing videos from around the school. For example, sporting events or shows. MediaPod is available from any device. This means you can use MediaPod on desktop computers, whiteboards, and also portable devices like iPads. As MediaPod is a web-based platform, there's no requirement to install any applications locally. Everything is driven through a web page, making it easy to deploy across the school. We start by adding content to our MediaPod. You can upload content. This can take the form of either videos, photos, or audio. Here I've selected video. I can now choose to rename this. I can choose a description to enter. I can also choose, do I want this video to be just for staff only at this moment? But then I can select a pod for this video to end up in. I'm going to select my school pod. I have a few options at the bottom here, which I'll come to in a little while. I can now click upload, and that video will now be sent to your MediaPod and will be available shortly. With MediaPod, you can browse a huge library of educationally relevant television and radio programs, including the complete BBC Digital and Shakespeare archives, and add them directly to your MediaPod. Clicking on the Connect button opens up a page where we can search all the available content. We also provide some starter collections to get you up and running. There are a number of starter collections to choose from. Each contains selected content for each subject pod. You can either download individual items or the entire collection. At the top of the page is a search box. Here we can search with keywords for videos that we would like to download. Underneath we can also refine our search by date, media type, so either TV or radio content, and we can also narrow it down to a specific channel. Once ready, click the search icon and you'll be presented with your search results. We can see there's quite a number of results available here, and some of these have got a special icon that denotes that this is a collection. This is usually a series of programs. We can click on this to see individual items from that series. Once we are ready to add an item to our MediaPod, we simply click on the plus icon and then choose the pod that we would like this video to download into, and then click add. That video will be made available on your MediaPod shortly. Now that we have content on our MediaPod, let's go into one of the pods. Here we are greeted with the recently added items for this specific subject pod. So we can either click on items here, or we can search further into this pod. I'm going to click on this item. Now we're in the viewing pane. Here I can click play and I can skip through my video. Teachers can also leave comments. These comments can be viewed by people that have permission to view this video. The comments are also tagged to the point in the video at which they were made, so anybody viewing can easily jump to the points that the teacher was referring to. We also have a few other actions available. Here we can create chapters, edit video, and create quizzes. Let's create a chapter quickly. Here I can move through the video and I can select the point in the video which one I want my chapter to start. Then I can find the end point for that chapter and save the chapter. edit complete. That chapter has now been created. So I'm going to go back to my video. And now on the right hand side we can now see that we have this chapter available. I can also edit video. So again, similar to chapters, I'm going to drop now edit markers onto the timeline, and I can again change the size of these and the position of these. I can also though drop multiple edit markers, so I'm creating my own edit. Once I've selected the areas of the video that I want to keep, I can then submit this edit and it will create a new version of this video. So if I now go back to the video, the final item that I have available is the ability to create quizzes. Here I can add questions to a video. So I'm going to create a new quiz, and then I'm going to move through the video and I can now insert questions. I have a choice of multiple choice, true or false, free text, or fill in the blank. Once I've created my quiz, I will then be able to publish it for everybody or send it and share it to select individuals. I will also have an analytics button which will also allow me to then see users' score and duration taken and their answers. Any items added to MediaPod can also be added to playlists. Here I can either add this item to an already created playlist, or I can create a new playlist. I can also enter a description if required and select if this is going to be just for staff only. One of the great features of MediaPod is the ability to share content. You can do this with the whole school community involving students, teachers and parents. Any item uploaded to MediaPod has the ability to be shared. We can do this simply by clicking on the share icon here, where we'll be given a web link or an embed code. You can also, by opening up the Actions tab, email a link. Now we can either just email this to somebody internally, or we can create a parent link, and this will allow us to then select an expiry date for this particular link, giving you the peace of mind that content sent outside of the school will not be available forever and will expire after a certain time. MediaPod includes an easy-to-use digital signage system. This allows you to send digital messaging to screens around the school. This messaging can be media rich and can include pictures, videos and ticker feeds from either your school message board or other external feeds like RSS and Twitter. You can also quickly and easily send content to screens at the click of a button. Inside the digital signage section of MediaPod, you can see that we have a screen designer where you can create your own screen designs, but we also supply a number of templates included in the system. This allows you to get up and running as quick as possible. All you need to get up and running with MediaPod's digital signage is a screen and one of our MediaPod digital signage players. These are sold separately and are simple and easy to set up. Each digital signage player comes pre-configured for your MediaPod. So all you need to do is plug the digital signage player into the back of your designated screen and get it onto either your Wi-Fi or your local network. Once this is done, the digital signage player will be available in your MediaPod. When sending content to screens, you can either choose to use the templates that we provide, or you can design your own templates. Here you can create new screen designs. These designs can contain video content, pictures, photo albums, message boards, clocks, text, and also feeds from either RSS or Twitter. Once you are happy with your screen design, you can preview this to check that everything is correct before sending it to a screen. Once you're happy with your screen design, you can now schedule this. Here we can choose which screen we would like our design to be sent to. We can also choose, do we want this template to be the default content for this screen, or do we just want to show this content now, or do we want to schedule this content to show at a certain time. Once you have content running on your screens, you can also dynamically send content directly to these screens without having to use the screen designer. If we go to some content that we already have on our MediaPod, we can choose to send this straight to a screen. Here, I choose Center Screen, and again I can select which screen I want to actually send this content to. I can then also choose the template that I would like to use, so we can either again use the default templates that we give you. You can also use templates that you create. I'm going to use a full screen player for this one, and I can also then choose when I want this content to show, so I can either send it now or schedule it at a certain time. I'm going to send this content now and hit confirm. You can also add content to a current playlist that may be playing in one of your digital signage screens. By choosing to send content to this specific playlist will mean that that content will automatically be added to the playlist showing on that screen.